Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becca and I like to talk about budgeting and finance, all things money over here. And today I wanted to share with you my net worth. So I'm going to draw a cute little sheet to show you. And of course this isn't just my net worth. I am married, so my husband and I treat all of our finances as one, and his assets are included in here, as well as any liabilities, which are just mine. But this is something that I didn't really track for a long time just because it didn't seem like I needed to. I didn't feel like I had enough assets to track. But since we bought a house, I decided that I wanted to start tracking, and of course, it's very popular on the financial community to track your net worth. So I hope I don't misspell anything. Usually I write everything before I talk on camera. That way I can take my time. But starting with our assets, the first asset we have is our house. And we purchased this last September, so September 2020, for $185,000. And right now, so obviously house value is hard to pinpoint, but using just like what I know about the market in our neighborhood and what Zillow says, and also the updates that we already put into it, I am going to estimate that it is worth $190,000. And Zillow actually says $193,000, but I want to be a little bit safer. I know that we painted the house immediately. We painted the brick white, and that was a vast improvement. But other than that, it's honestly just been appreciation based on the market, because that was almost 6 months ago now, and the market is continually getting hotter here in Texas. So then we have my car and Jared's car. And to do these, I have my Carfax set up, so I put in our VIN numbers and it pulls up like our service records and all of that stuff. So it's like an estimate based on my exact car instead of just like my make and model. And my estimate for private trade-in or private sale, I guess, is $64,220. You know, we're not driving fancy cars out here. And I bought my car 2 years ago for $8,400. So I would say that's pretty good for, it's a 2010, so at this point it's 11 years old. And Jared's car, the history-based value is $2,300, and his car is a 2003 Mercedes. Honestly surprised it's still kicking. Hope it stays with us a little longer. But he bought his car for $6,000 maybe 6 years ago, so I would say that's pretty good that it has any value, honestly. And those are all of our like hard assets. Of course, Jared is a musician, so he actually has lots of very expensive musical equipment, but I don't know the value of that, and I'm not really going to track it because we don't plan on selling it, so I'm not including that. And then I know some people track their like wedding rings or engagement rings, but I know that honestly, those do not hold any value whatsoever, so I don't plan on including that ever. But those are all of our like hard assets, and then the rest are just like cash. So our checking account, we have one checking account with our main bank, and we keep a buffer of $3,500 in there all the time. So just in case we don't make enough one month, because Jared is self-employed, so his income is not steady. And then in our savings account for that bank, we have currently $6,537, and $5,000 of this is our emergency fund, so that's not anything we're going to touch. But then the other $1,500-ish is money that I've been putting away for home renovations, because we are about to move into our house, and we have some really quick little things that we want to do. So we won't have that money for very much longer, at least $1,500 of it, but hopefully it'll improve the home value a little bit more. And then our other bank is Schwab, and this is like an investment. It's like I guess a brokerage account, and we have $2,973 of like single stocks. These are just things that Jared wanted to invest in, and I've kind of taken an interest. I'm not really that interested in single stock investing because it just feels like I don't really know. It doesn't feel like the best strategy to me, but he wanted to have a little fun, and so right when we got married, he invested in like Disney and Nvidia and a bunch of random things that he was reading about, and it proved to be a really good investment because that was right in March when the stock market dipped really far. And I think we've only put in like $1,500, and the rest of this is market growth, which is insane to me. I know that obviously that's not like normal growth, but it's just 2020 growth, I guess. And then we have an Acorns investment account, and this is something that I did before we got married. I really liked Acorns because it just like rounded up your change, and it was like really simple investing, and I wasn't like serious about it. I wasn't putting a whole bunch of money to it because I was working on my debt, but I did have around $500 in there. And then when we got married, we received a cash gift, and before Jared got really into the single stock investing, we invested $1,000 more into my Acorns account. And I like Acorns because it does it for me. It makes a portfolio and it invests, and I don't have to deal with any of that. I just put in the money. So currently that value is $19.50. And it's actually, I don't really contribute to this at all because it does round up, but it's like hooked to our Schwab account, which doesn't really have very many transactions because the only thing we pay out of there is like our rent and our utility bills. So last month it was at like $1,800, so just market appreciation this month is $150, which again, insane with how small the investment is. And then our last asset is my Roth IRA. And this is also through Acorns. And this I do contribute regularly to. I put in $20 a week, and then next year we're planning on opening Jared a Roth IRA. But I think we may move mine over to our actual bank and then just open his there too, because it's kind of, I wasn't super serious when I opened mine. It was just like, this is really easy. They have an option for you to do this, so that's what I did. The value of that right now is $1,105. Again, I don't have very much in that because I am working on paying off debt right now. That's a really big priority for me. So our total assets equal $214,605. And I also am not including some other cash that we have. We keep money in an account for Jared's taxes that he owes for self-employment income, and we pay quarterly, but we always have more in there than we have to pay just in case. And then we also have money in our account that we use to pay for our rent and our mortgage on our house and utilities, but I didn't want to count that either, just because I know that those are things that we technically owe to the government and to our mortgage company. So this is our the amount of our assets without those. And then the only liabilities that we have, luckily, are our house and then my student loan. And we only put 3.5% down on our house. So currently our balance is 174. Oh wait, sorry. I misspoke. We put 5% down on our house. They wanted us to put 3.5%, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to at least put 5% down. And so the loan amount was initially for like 175 something, and obviously, as you can see, it has not gone down very much. We've only been in the house, or we've only been paying the mortgage since November, so it's now February, so maybe 3 months. We do pay a little bit extra on the mortgage, but since our interest rate is so low, it's not a huge priority for us right now. And then my student loans, as of today, my balance is $13,023, and I started at like $21,000, so we've been paying off a lot of that this year. Previously, I was working on paying off my car loan, and I did that last year, so then I started working on my student loan. So our liabilities equal $187,376. So 214,605 minus 187,376 equals 27,229. Ooh, and I know that this is like not a very big amount, It's very small, but I don't even think I had a positive net worth before we bought our house. It was absolutely negative because I had $20,000 in student loan debt, and I, prior to that, had around 8,000 about on my car loan. So I had definitely a negative net worth of at least $30,000, and I just didn't want to track that. I thought it would be really disappointing. So adding our house and watching our little investment accounts grow just a little bit as our debt decreases every month has been super exciting. I am honestly very pleased with $27,000. I'm only 23, and Jared is 31, but he doesn't really care a whole lot about this kind of stuff. So I think at this point in my life, that's a pretty good place to be, especially as I know that as I pay off my student loans the rest of this year and we start really contributing to our retirement, it is just going to start going up way quicker, and I'm so excited to share that. I think I'm going to share quarterly updates. I know that a lot of people share every month in their budget report, but that just feels like honestly a lot of work to me. I do calculate it monthly, but I thought I'd just share quarterly just to show kind of the progress that I'm making. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I try to put out a new video every single week with this kind of content. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.